I'll make a presentation, okay? I'm Susumu Yamazaki. Call me Zaki. I'm associate professor and the leader of the Nachi Social Implementation Research Center at the University of Kitakyushu. And he is Yuki Hisae. Call him Hisae. He is a graduate student at the University of Kitakyushu. He is also co-author of Hastega. I'm so sorry, but he is absent because I couldn't have prepared enough budget for his traveling expenses from Japan. He will appear later at a movie presentation. This is an agenda. First of all, I introduce ElixirConf JP. This is the approved event will be held on September 7th at Kitakyushu, Fukuoka, Japan. Thank you, Jim. The keynote of ElixirConf JP Kokurajo is Justin. Justin will talk on nerves to Japanese people at the top of the Kokurajo Castle. I'll explain why Justin later. Then I'll talk on Hastega. By the way, at the Jose's keynote, Jose mentioned Hastega. Thank you, Jose. I'll talk on my previous talk on Hastega was presented firstly at Lone-Star ElixirConf 2019. Under the view of the world of Wabi-Sabi consists of magic, Zen, and samurai. This is title. I'll explain our motivation. Data explosion has come. We need more power, but evolution of CPU clock became over 15 years ago. CPU clocks haven't grown, but number of cores is growing rapidly. So it requires parallel computing to us. But we have no effective parallel programming languages. Especially, multi-threaded programming is too early to be used correctly. Long distance, the world with destructive update is dystopia. Their works become dystopia. I explain the reason of dystopia. Suppose some data are shared with some cores. If a core updates the shared data, then it notifies other cores and they stop processing. It causes slowdown. If there are many cores, waiting time grows exponentially. It causes dystopia. Elixir is a drastic solution because Elixir is immutable. That is, it forbids all updates of shared data. Thus, the other cores don't need to stop processing. After a few years, more pessimistic prediction of data explosion. To summarize our motivation, I have a question. Why will Elixir and Phoenix be really enough for the future data explosion? Our solution is Hastega. Hastega, it's a magic, the highest evolved magic to accelerate our party in Final Fantasy stronger than haste. It will be highest evolved technology to accelerate our machine in the Elixir ecosystem. It's inspired by Flow. Let's cast a spell of Hastega on Samurai. Done. 4 to 8 times faster than Elixir using Flow, and also faster than PMAP. Done. Overwhelming effectiveness, like a Berserk Samurai. By the way, which is better, recursive call and inner map? Inner map is simpler. It's like Zen. Zen is the essential beauty. The essential of programming is data transformation. Inner map describes only data transformation. Thus, the reason why inner map is Zen. Wrong. The code A, B, and C are equivalent. A is in the loop style in Java, B is in the recursive call style, and C is in using inner map. Loop operations describes flow of processing, loop counter, and destructive update. And recursive call describes not data transformation, but flow of processing. Thus, they are not Zen. We propose to call it the Elixir Zen style to write in inner map. It is a good programming custom because it's more readable and maintainable. Then what will happen? In Elixir on Erlang VM, the Elixir Zen style is 20% slower than recursive call. It's Zen, but not Samurai. It will cause dystopia. Hastega will make the Elixir Zen style code faster by casting the spell of it on Samurai to be Berserk. That is, to be transformed into the fastest native code using all computing resources, not only multi-core CPUs, but also GPUs. We feel it Wabi-Sabi. I inspired from inner map. This code has potential 1 million parallelism. Here is the GPUs. The state-of-the-art GPUs have more than 3,000 SIMD cores with more than 1.5 GHz clocks. Performance of Hastega from Zen is much better than recursive call. Hastega makes the most beautiful code to be transformed fastest. That is the summary of my previous talk. The full version of the movie is available at YouTube. Then, next topic is renaming Hastega. I rename Hastega not because Square Enix pressures us to do so, Because we should respect on it, we thought we should follow the regular procedure to use the name Hastega. However, we will name Hastega because we should continue not to use the name even with paying the effort, but to focus it on research and development. Next is renaming method. To decide the new name, we read the classical literature after Japanese era Reiwa. Reiwa is named after Manyoshu. It's the classical Japanese poem. It was in New Spring in a fair month when the air and clear and the wind a gentle breeze. Plum flowers blossomed a beauty's charming white, and the fragrance of the orchard was their sweet perfume. Reiwa means fair and gentle. To decide the new name, we read classical literature after Reiwa, the name of the new Japanese era. By the way, in the previous talk, we made a presentation using two symbols, Zen and Samurai. There is a suitable symbol including Zen and Samurai. He is Musashi Miyamoto, the strongest famous samurai who also masters Zen. The most famous Musashi's duel is with Kojiro Sasaki at the Ganryujima on April 13, 1612. I explain where Ganryujima is. Here is Japan. Here is Honshu and Kyushu. And here is Kitakyushu City. I came from here. Here is common strait between Honshu and Kyushu. And here is Ganryujima. Musashi was invited by the Lord of Kokurajo, which is the center of Kitakyushu, but also Kojiro had been invited. Kojiro and Musashi conflicted many times, so they decided to duel at Ganryujima to settle the conflict. Kojiro used a famous sword, Bizen Nagamitsu. It earned a nickname Monohoshi-zao, because it is so long as a crossbow. Kojiro's skill of the sword is named Tsumabegaeshi. Grip it reversely, swing the sword, and flip it down as fast as swallow. Contrastingly, Musashi used the infamous two swords, which are made from hard wooden paddles of a small ships near the duel spot, but one of them is longer than Kojiro's sword. Musashi has 4 strategies. Strategy 1 is time control. Kojiro arrived in time, but Musashi was late, deliberately. Kojiro was irritated and said, "You are late, Musashi. Do you feel cowardly?" Damn. The next is dazzling. Musashi appeared stood with his back to the sun. Kojiro cannot see him well because of glare. Damn. The next is provocation. Kojiro drew his sword and threw his chest into the sea. Then Musashi said, "You must lose, because a winner never throws his chest away." Kojiro got angry with his sword, his word. And last is quick deadly swing. Kojiro swung his sword and cut Musashi's forehead. But at the same time, Musashi jumped, swung his sword down, and smashed Kojiro's body. Kojiro died immediately. About 40 years after the duel, Musashi wrote his masterpiece, The Book of Five Rings. It means 5 elemental ways of Bushido: earth, water, fire, wind, and emptiness. So we decided the new name of Hastega from the concept of 5 elemental ways. That is Pereme, the penta-elemental way: freedom, insight, beauty, efficiency, and robustness. By the way, this icon is created by myself. It's the first composition by Illustrator. This symbol is also similar to Lone Star, where I made a presentation at ElixirConf for the first time. First is freedom. Musashi beat Kojiro using infamous swords but wooden swords. He chose a weapon without any biases, but with consideration on the essence of martial arts. Musashi wrote, having attained the principles, you leave them. For in the way of martial arts, there is a natural freedom. This is transformed Elixir Zen-styled code into the fastest native code using all computing resources, not only multi-core CPUs, but also GPUs in all of client, edge, and server, with all of existing parallel and/or distributed computing libraries: CUDA, OpenCL, Metal, OpenBlast, WebGL, Lumen, and so on. Next, insight. The reason why Musashi uses wooden sword is that it is necessary to use a longer sword than Kojiro's and to be able to think quicker, and that he chose lighter material than steel, which can be obtained near the dual spot and which has enough hardness to kill a person by only one stroke. His insight is so freedom that he can continue to win all the battles. He wrote, develop a discerned eye in all matters and understand what cannot be seen by the eye. The user of Pereme don't have to concern about the details because Pereme gains enough insight into and make full use of code optimization and safety. Examples of tools for insights: type system, static analysis, data level optimization, and so on. Next is beauty. Musashi masters not only samurai but also Zen. He wrote, touch upon all of the arts, know the ways of all occupations. Elixir Zen style is programming as data transformation. It makes the most beautiful code to be transformed the fastest code. The next is efficiency. Musashi swings quicker than Kojiro, reducing idleness in all aspects. He wrote, do not involve yourself with the impractical. gain enough computational power for data explosion, and make the most beautiful code to be transformed to the fastest native code without redundancy. The last is robustness. Musashi moves quick but carefully to hold the initiative. He wrote, "Do not let it speed up even when you are involved in quick actions, and pay attention to even small things." This produces robustness to respond to any situation. This is our mind, robustness over untrusted efficiency. The user of Pereme don't have to be concerned about details because Pereme produces enough robustness to keep safety. That is the episode of Pereme, the penta-elemental way: freedom, insight, beauty, efficiency, and robustness. The next topic is new features of Pereme, movie by Hisae.
Hello everyone. I'll introduce mechanisms and new features of Pereme. My name is Yuki Hisae. Please call me Hisae. I'm a graduate student at University of Kitakyushu, and I'm a co-author of Pereme. At first, thank them for this opportunity. I wish I had said him it face to face. First, I'll explain optimization and parallelization with sample code. Example 1. This function multiplies its item by 2. It works sequentially. How do we parallelize this code? Basic solution is using flow library, but we use another way because we want to generate SIMD instruction from enum.man. Let's try to accelerate with SIMD instruction. Due to the order, a few item is calculated in parallel. Next, I show another sample. Example 2. Here is a similar code like example 1. There are successive pipes. Let's try to speed up this too. If you use Pereme, you can get faster code. However, it needs redundant 2 steps of iterations for the calculation. And there is a waiting time between pipes. Therefore, we need to apply optimization beside parallelization. We try to implement new feature, program fusion. Program fusion is one optimization techniques. It is implemented on ZSC scale compiler. It makes some functions be fused into one function, removing temporary data. We make a prototype of map fusion. Fused SIMD instruction is faster if cache memory is enough, and it can be calculated without temporary data. Next, I'll talk about AST. AST stands for Abstract Syntax Tree. It is WAB code expression. In Elixir, the AST is composed of 3-element tuples. These tuples contain function name, metadata, and function arguments. For example, here is SD of single addition. Using Quark, we can get representation of our code, but it is not kind for our eyes. So I use graphical notation of ASD. I shortened it to ZNASD. It don't include metadata. This will save your eye drops. Next, I'll show a ASD of the code include enum.map. Well, this ASD is too complex. When possible, I want not to read this. So I show ZNASD only. Okay, I tell about example 2 again, using ZNASD. This is ZNASD of example code. It has not fused yet. After applied map fusion to this, it removed a pipe and nested the anonymous function in write-enum.map. Thanks to pipe operator, map fusion is easy to make it. Elixir's pipe is excellent. Next, optimization steps. Step 1, find enum.map in specific macro. Step 2, analyze anonymous function. 3, register following information as map. Step 4, insert sniff in the ASD. Step 5, apply step 1 to 4 to each macro. Step 6, receiving a map from ETS and generate Elixir functions. And generate new code. We use vectorization in this code. It is a compile option of LLVM. Step 7, compile NIF on custom mix tasks using Serum. This is our procedure. Last, I'll talk restrictions of the first version. Support a sequence of enum.map including only anonymous functions. That contains only combination of operators plus, minus, multiply, divide, and remainder. That's all from me. This is all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Okay, next is demo. Here is a terminal. なんだっけな。mix, depth, get. Okay. Directory is here. So, sample. Here is sample code. No. If to use Pereme, import and require. To optimize def Pereme, write def Pereme do block. Here is perform optimize. Here is a logistic map benchmark. Comparing normal enum map and flow. Okay. Using Benchfella, I wrote benchmark. Mix, bench. Okay, here we go. Compiling. Here is native compiling. Okay, benchmark is executed. Done. Accelerated is 3 times faster than enum map, and accelerated is about 6 times faster than flow. Okay. Here is generated native code. This is NIFS stub. And here is a transformation between array and, list and array. Here is a transformation from list to array. This is faster than, twice faster than BIF using SIMD instruction. Okay? Generated. Okay. Here is the benchmark code. Here is auto loop vectorization. It generates SIMD code. Okay. This code is will be improved. That's all. Demo is that's all. Next topic is future roadmap of research and development. Future work 1 is Perme will support existing software libraries such as CUDA, OpenBrus, OpenCL, Metal, WebGL, and Lumen, and so on, for freedom and efficiency of the 5 elemental way. It brings more computational power with CPUs and GPUs. In all of client, edge, and server, it will work with a brand new mechanism realized by our original research. And next, native compilation. Perme will be able to compile not only a sequence of enum map with anonymous function that consists of arithmetic operation, but also any functions. Perme will act as a high-performance compiler of Elixir. Next, Perme will support multi-core CPUs with high efficiency of time and memory. It will work with a brand new multitasking mechanism realized by our original research. Next, we will ask our request to cooperation. We need more profiling data to analyze wider and deeper. It aims to optimize not only Elixir, but also Phoenix and Nervous. So we'll release an optional profiler to adapt Perme. Would you adopt not only Perme but also the profiler? Then epilogue. ElixirConf JP. This is the approved event will be held on September 7th at Kitakyushu, Fukuoka, Japan. And next year will be held on 2. Thank you, Jim, again. By the way, I'll explain history of Kitakyushu. The battle of first is the battle of Danora. This is the end battle of Genpei War on April 25th, 1185. This is the beginning of the Age of Samurai. Next historical event is the duel at Ganryujima on April 13th, 1612. It is the turning point in the Age of Samurai. The next is historical event of Kitakyushu is Meiji Restoration. The second Choshu expedition in summer 1866, and the Yahata Steelworks, the first steelworks of Japan, opened on February 5th, 1901. It is the end of the Age of Samurai and the beginning of the Age of Industrialization. And the next event is ElixirConf JP on September 7th, 2019, the new age of industrialization. Whew. The historical keynote is Justin. Why Justin? I believe nerves will bring the new revolution to the Japanese manufacturing industries. Kitakyushu has many manufacturing industries. So the keynote at Kokurajo will be a symbol of regeneration of all Japanese industries. The new age of Elixir, Phoenix, Nerves, and Perme has come. Thank you. We'll be back to share the new research results. Thank you.